Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Carter Rochester, aka the Son of Dale.
And my name is David Thompson, aka Sony's at it again. What are we gonna do?
And this is Lights, Thunder, Action. David, I know the answer to this question, but how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay. I'm tired. I am this COVID thing. It's starting to really affect movies and Spider-Man. It's affecting Spider-Man. It's gone too far. I put that on Facebook. Like it's gone one step too far. And but no, I'm doing well.
Goodness.
Like all things considered, I'm doing well. But for the sake of this podcast, like there's definitely some frustrations going on with this whole situation. How about you?
I'm well as well. Also, I've been busy. I don't honestly know what day we're on anymore. I don't know what year we're in. Is it Saturday? It's hard to tell.
What's crazy to me is I saw a tweet. It was funny that it was like March felt like it took an entire year, but April is seemingly like flown by. And that's been the same thing for me. Like, how is it already almost May? I mean, think about this. Yeah. Well, before we get to the news, Infinity War and Endgame both came out Infinity War 2 years ago, and Endgame was 1 year ago, was the premiere, like the Thursday night, man. What? It's crazy.
It feels like ages. It feels like we've gone 84 years.
And we have so much longer to wait, But I mean,
I'm not ready.
We'll get into it, but to a certain degree, this little hiatus will almost be good because we'll be like starved for these movies once they come back. But
so starved. I am already starved. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are you ready for today? Like, this is our first live show of just us. CyberCon was our first live show ever. Shout out CyberCon. If you have not watched CyberCon, you can go to CyberCon. I'm going to say that 30 more times, and you can watch the entire 56 or 54 straight hour broadcast. It was a lot, and I don't remember the number, as well as all the page panels there, which you got about 100 hours of content. And if you're stuck at home in quarantine, you're welcome. But we did that last week and we thought, hey man, that was so much fun. Why don't we do that all of the time? Right. Hello, Kevin. Let's go. I concur, sir. Speaking of let's going, why don't we just hop into our first segment of the day? What the news? So I am so excited. This is the first time I've ever brought news to anyone because it's about the wars in the stars. And I got it. Okay, so May 4th, they announced that Disney Plus is going to have the Clone Wars finale moved up 4 days. Thank you for that. Waiting a week kills me every time. David, have you watched Clone Wars yet?
You know the answer. And no, I have not watched the new season yet, but I am planning on doing it.
Nah. I can't even with you, bro. It is so good that I'm upset that it's not in the theaters. That's how good it is. It is.
I've heard great things. Mostly from you.
Oh my, it is amazing. So that was moved up to May the 4th, which, everyone loves Star Wars Day. It would have been a little better if they did it on May 5th, Revenge of the 5th, since it, ties in with Revenge of the Sith. But True. It is what it is. Also on May 4th, Mandalorian docuseries, aka, I'm not going to call it its real name ever. I'm going to always forget it. Disney Gallery will premiere the first of 8 episodes diving into all things behind the scenes for Mandalorian. You know me. I love the special features on everything. I watch as much as I can. That's how I learned about the business as a child. So I am so excited. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I watched it. I'm super excited just to see that. It's cool to me. There's a few things. One, I want to be one of those goons that dressed up as a stormtrooper. It's like, they don't do anything.
Cannon fodder.
Yeah. 2, it was incredible to me to see just from the trailer all the creative ways they were able to build these sort of landscapes and the mixture of, because you see the kind of physical props and all of that, and then you can also see how they kind of, we didn't really see it, but we can kind of allude to how they kind of intermingle with digital effects. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool seeing how they use different actual tools and then mix it in. There's that almost like 360 like display. It looks really cool. I love that they got like basically everyone, like producers, like Jon Favreau's there. Is Dave Filoni in it?
Yes.
Dave Filoni. We see like the cast and everything. I'm super excited for it, and especially right now, and there's really not much we're gonna get to in a moment, like all the delays and everything. There's not much to watch. I guess Clone Wars, but I haven't been watching that.
Get on it, David.
This would be a fun thing, especially Mandalorian really blew up in a way that I don't think even Disney expected. Like it became a cultural phenomenon, basically because of Baby Yoda. But it'll be a really cool look back, and you know. They already, this isn't really part of the news today, but they already greenlit Mandalorian season 3.
Boom. I didn't even have to say it. Like, yeah, that was my next piece. They've already greenlit it, and they were about to start set construction before everything went down. I could be misremembering that, but I believe that that's what they actually said, is they were this close to actually starting set designs and building all of that. And that'll be the first thing they do when this all ends, is start designing the sets. So like it's happening.
It's crazy.
We're getting more.
Yeah. To me, it was like, I was surprised that season 3 was already announced, you know, like we haven't even seen any of season 2. I heard even season 2 might be even delayed a little bit because of production and all that, but they just know what they have, and why not, you know, greenlight it. They know they can go for like, multiple, like they know the draw to it. They know it's going to make a lot of money. They know it's going to bring like the most viewers to Disney Plus. So, you know, why not?
I concur. Why not make money? Yeah, I'm so excited. Like I could go on for hours just about how excited I am for Mando and all the things Star Wars. Speaking of more Star Wars, they also announced this week that they will be having a female-focused Disney Plus series, which I'm affectionately calling Lady Star Wars. Yeah. It'll be the first female-led show, definitely of live action, but possibly ever. It kind of depends on how you want to look at Rebels and Clone Wars, and Resistance, which I've not seen. So like, I'm yelling at you for not seeing Clone Wars, but someone's yelling at me for not watching Resistance. It's the circle of yelling. But it's actually going to be headed up by Leslie Headland, who did Russian Doll. Did you see Russian Doll?
Nope.
I've not either, but I've looked into it and it sounds amazing. Like I'm very excited to dive into that because I know she's now working on Star Wars and I kind of want to get a taste of what she's going to bring to the world.
Right.
You know, like when they brought on Taika for Ragnarok, I was like, oh, I know exactly what he's bringing. This is going to be an amazing film. Yeah. And then everyone slept on it and they woke up and went, whoa. Yeah, that's all my Star Wars news. I tried to get it out as fast as possible so we didn't linger too long because the MCU, man, woo!
Yeah, so quickly, I'm super excited for the women-led show. I think that'll be super cool. I'm curious to see it. There's like, what characters? There's people we know. Where is it in time? There's a lot of questions I want to ask. You know, like what is the show? Like all we have is like very minimal like understanding of it. And
someone was speculating it could be Ahsoka Tano, and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that because Dave Filoni's not involved, and that's the like as far as I can tell, Dave Filoni would be showrunner, right? Because he's already been talking about the next phase of Ahsoka and Sabine, looking for Ezra. Ezra is okay, I guess, but yeah, Sabine.
I know that she's supposed to pop up at some point in, at least that's what like the rumors have been or the reports, pop up at some point in season 2 of Mandalorian. And then I heard rumors that there might be like a spin-off of her like in Disney Plus. So maybe this is that, but we don't know it yet. I don't know. I'm not sure either. It's hard to tell.
A lot of speculation, and that's really all we have. So now this is your segment. Sorry for stealing it from you.
No, it's okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, no, we had a lot to talk about in the news today. Here we go. Sony moves. We are getting hit again with even more delays to movies. This time, Sony has been. I have some thoughts on all of this, but there has been a trickle effect. So first off, Sony announced multiple movies have been moved from their release date just the other day. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that'll be now moved from October 7th, 2022 to April 8th, 2022. Or no. From April 8th to October 7th. Sorry.
Ooh, it's near my birthday. Yay!
Yeah, I got put back to your birthday, but yeah, that's a shame. You know, everyone loved the first one. Like it's one of those that no one really like said it was a terrible movie. Like maybe people didn't watch it because it was animated, but it was such a good film, and I was excited for this. It was already going to come out kind of late, like 2022 when they announced it. Seemed already kind of like, oh wow, but because I think of the animation style they do and how much effects go into it, I think they need a lot of time to make that movie. So that's a shame to see that it's pushed back, but you know, not the biggest. It could be worse.
They're gonna win another Oscar because they're gonna invent 10 more animation styles instead of just 5. Like, I'll let it happen. It's okay. I'm set.
And at least Into the Spider-Verse doesn't directly affect 17 other movies. Anyway,
spicy webs. Watch out for your spicy webs, bro.
Next Sony movie. These are all Sony films we're talking about first. Is Uncharted. Now, this is sort of related, but directly related because Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake in Uncharted. It actually got pushed back, and now it's getting pushed back forward. So it's getting pushed up because it was pushed back from, I forget when the initial release date was, but it was going to be out on October 8th, 2021. And now it's going to be July 16th, 2021. July 16th, 2021 is when Spider-Man 3 was supposed to come out. And now that's where Uncharted is going to come out. So now Spider-Man 3 is coming out November 5th, 2021 instead of July 16th, 2021, which has
How are they going to pull that off?
I don't know.
They've only got a day of filming. Like, Sony, yet again, I'm confused, man.
There's so many things to be confused about. And so, all right. So this kind of Sony verse they're building that no one really understands how it's really directed, like affected in the MCU, if it really is the MCU, if it's like parallel to it. They haven't really thoroughly explained it. I mean, there's even some interview from back in Homecoming when Amy Pascal was kind of talking about their relationship, and Feige just kind of like what? I didn't know that was what it was. Anyway, so here are the other movies that are in that kind of Sony verse. Morbius, which is kind of old news, but it got pushed back from July of this year to March 19th, 2021. In that trailer for Morbius, you know, we saw
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. We saw Vulture and what appeared to be Michael Keaton as Vulture. So it's like, okay, is it in the MCU? So any way you put it, we care now, like to a deeper degree, because it is with characters from the MCU. So there was Morbius, March 19th, 2021, Venom with a new name, There Will Be Carnage, June 25th, 2021. How do you like that name, by the way, quickly?
I love it.
Do you? I don't.
I love it so much. I wish it would have been like Maximum Carnage or Ultimate Carnage, but, you know, Let There Be Carnage. I mean, fingers crossed for it being rated R.
Yeah, it won't be.
It won't be. But I can hope, man.
Yeah, you can. I think it kind of rubs me the wrong way, the title for it. I don't know. I mean, it almost feels a little too long for me, and not in a long way where it's like Love and Thunder or something. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, it seems like an animated show to me. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm still excited for it to a certain degree. Like, Carnage is a super cool character.
I mean, anyway, they got Woody Harrelson. He's gonna kill it, and other people in that wig. By the way, like, that was a great wig. I'm just saying. Really quick before we move on, I just want to say shout out to Kevin and Terry. Hello for watching. It's not showing me who else is watching. So if you're sitting there watching, you know, pop a name in the comments so I can say hi to you. Thank you for watching us.
Yeah. And go on.
You're probably going to say what I was going to say.
I was just going to say that, you know, if you cop in like questions or comments, like we'll kind of just answer them as they go. Like, we're going to be getting into MCU rumors for a few projects in the future. But anything coming up, just like leave a question, leave a comment, and we'll try to get to it. Especially if it's a good question.
By the way, I also am excited for Carnage. I love a murderous red symbiote.
I think it'll be cool. I mean, I hope so. I'm always pessimistic when it comes to these Sony things. Anyway, so the big news is that Spider-Man 3, which is a MCU film, like confirmed, it is in the MCU, got moved from July 16th to November 5th. November 5th is where Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse was supposed to come out. So now
into the multiverse, madness of multiverse,
Madness.
Multiverse of madness. There's too many multiverses going.
Too many Spidey verses and multiverses and Sony verses. Yeah, into the multiverse of madness. So now that is because Sony moved, and this isn't based off fact. This is just my opinion, my speculation. Is that Sony, changed Uncharted. They changed Venom, and they're like, hey, we want to put Spider-Man there on November 5th. That would work best for us. MCU, Disney, if you want Spider-Man to stay in the MCU, move. Just move out of the way at Doctor Strange. Maybe it was a little more cordial and there was some better communication than what I'm saying. But from what I know and from what I'm seeing, that's how it feels to me. Because Disney announced just what was that? A couple weeks ago, their new slate. Yeah. The new Black Widow date and all the other dates, all the new dates. I don't see how they, in 2 weeks, Disney and Marvel Studios is not the type to think something out, announce something to the whole world, make an official announcement, and then 2 weeks later, change things some more. I mean, these are strange times. There's a lot going on. Yeah. It's hard to kind of gauge even when these movies will be able to get back into production and stuff. But to me, it just feels like Sony was we want Uncharted to come out here instead of there. So now you move there because to
play devil's advocate for Sony, a sentence I never thought I'd say in my life. They do have to make their own decisions on their movies. They didn't change anything literally until yesterday. So I look at it as Marvel Studios and Disney were like, hey, are you going to move your stuff? And they're like, right now, no. When we have an idea, we'll let you know. And then once they announced the movies, then they just made their discussions, et cetera, and then they talked and figured out how to finesse it the best of ways. For me, it works out. Mostly because Thor's not affected. It's now a week early. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's coming out. So Multiverse of Madness. It was supposed to be November 5th. And that it basically, because initially when the report came out, we're all like, oh my gosh, they're coming out on the same day. How is that physically possible? And of course they're not. That doesn't make any sense. And now it's that'd be crazy. Now Multiverse of Madness is getting pushed back again to March 25th, 2022. My girlfriend's birthday. Anyway.
Ooh, date night.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there the 24th. We already know. But this is a 10-month, from their initial release date of Multiverse of Madness, May 2021. This is a 10-month pushback to March of 2022, which is really a shame. But the silver lining is now with this movement, with this push with this domino effect from Spider-Man now going into November and now Doctor Strange being kind of forced into March of the next year, they are now set. Well, as of right now, there are 5 films scheduled for the MCU in 2022, which is outrageous. And let me run through them.
They are all the heavy hitters, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. We can be patient now. We can, if we're just patient now and just take our time, by 2022, hey, we might have 5 MCU movies to go see coming off of Spider-Man in November.
And it's 4 from 4. I almost said Thor. It's 4 from February to what? June? July?
February to July. There's 4. Correct. That's
4 MCU movies in 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. Yeah.
The dream. The dream is alive.
It's crazy. It's alive in 2 years from now. But yeah, it's alive.
It's alive now, but I just gotta wait 2 years.
Yeah, we'll see. Because so Thor: Love and Thunder, like we said, February 11th, 2022, got moved up a week. Just kind of, I guess maybe giving a little more time between now it and Multiverse of Madness, because before Doctor Strange there was no March film, so that's giving it a little more time. I think that's the closest. That has to be the closest in distance between MCU films time wise. March 11th February 11th to March 25th. That's that's a month and a half.
Yeah. Yes, because the only one I can think of is the 2-month gap between Thor and Captain America: The First Avenger. May to July of 2011.
Yeah, and even May to July happens more often. Like even it happens this year in 2022. So now on March 25th, we already said this, Doctor Strange. May 6th, Black Panther 2. July, I forget when in July. July 2022, Captain Marvel 2. And then an unknown but rumored to be Blade is October 7th, 2022. So that's 5 MCU films possibly coming to us in 2022.
Did you say rumored to be Blade or believed to be? Did you just like throw that out there and saying it's going to be Blade? Did I mishear you?
No, I've heard rumors that it's Blade. It makes sense.
It does make sense. Yeah, right. Like,
and they announced it. Like they announced it with Phase 4 movies. So I think it would be like next up on the docket. Not some other movie that we don't even know is happening.
What if like it's an Avengers movie or some sort and they have to fight like
in October?
Listen, let me finish. Because Multiverse of Madness is rumored to have. Okay, we're jumping into the rumors, but we're skipping super far ahead. But we'll roll it back. Nightmare is rumored to be the villain of Multiverse of Madness, right? He's going through causing. I mean, like that's his whole thing. He feeds off of nightmares and fear of people. Okay. Apparently, I spoke too harshly about Nightmare, and he's throwing stuff in my room. But if you have that happen, and Loki and WandaVision are involved in that movie, right?
Possibly. That's also just rumored. Well,
that
WandaVision more so is like...
No, WandaVision is definitely, but Loki is rumored as well. That one is also heavily rumored, and it's been hinted at by Feige, if my memory is serving me properly for once. But you've got Captain Marvel, Black Panther,
the
Thor,
new Cap. Ooh, I hated that.
Right?
Oh man, you can't call it Cap.
I know, my bad. And Thor's. Oh my God! Please have more Thors, more than one Thor. That'd be amazing. That's the dream. You put them together to fight some sort of, I don't know, mythological villain of epic proportions. I don't know, maybe like a vampire. Like an energy vampire. I don't know, maybe Nightmare, Dormammu, Masters of Evil. And then you introduce Blade. And it turns out to be a mostly Blade-centric movie. Because let's be real. Let's think about this. Kevin Feige would be like, that's a great idea. We can do whatever we want as long as we stick to the characters.
Yeah. I'd like to see a Blade film that's more... like just grounded in like his character, I guess, like not because I think sometimes they do a good job of like doing those crossovers to start to introduce characters like they did in Civil War, but I'd like to see more of like an origin story with Blade just to kind of get his like groundwork. We'll see though. Maybe he pops up in a film, maybe pops up in Black Panther 2 or Captain Marvel 2. Who knows, you know? Like that seems more of a possibility to me than anything.
I honestly think if he pops up anywhere, it'll be Multiverse of Madness. I have this strong feeling that he will come from another world in the multiverse. And I think it's very important to remember that Spider-Man is still before Doctor Strange 2. Remember that. Multiverse of Madness.
Directed by Sam Raimi now.
This
is a good question by Kevin. Do you think the dates will switch back? That's a good question. Like this is just the worst case scenario. Fingers crossed.
But no, I doubt it. They will.
No, especially
Go on. They've announced the dates, which means that they've either sped up or slowed down their production enough to warrant those dates. Which really just means if everything opens back up soon, they just have more time to work on it, which is, you know, all things considered, fairly rare for them. I mean, they took 5 years for Endgame, but most other movies, you know, are in terms of, you know, 2 years scripting and shooting and then editing and all that stuff. Yeah. So really, if they are able to jump right back into production, I think they'll keep those dates because now they're marketing towards those dates. And at the end of the day, they have to make sure that they get to those financially, aka Disney lost lots of money. So
yeah, And I mean, the thing is with the MCU and what we're seeing now with the Sony movement and how it's directly affecting everything is that everything's lined up so perfectly. And Black Widow is not going to come out any earlier than November, you know? I think there's even an outside chance that could get pushed if there was something, you know, if things weren't as well off as they think there would be. So, I mean, it could go the opposite direction, but I think they like that November 6th slot. They've like taken their stake in that slot. That's what other movies like have done. I think like
Doctor Strange,
or even
Ragnarok.
Let's say like Wonder Woman for this year. You know, like they're in August, I believe, and like that could be a little.
Was the November movie originally, wasn't it?
It was a June movie.
Oh, it was June.
Yeah, it got pushed back.
No, I meant the first one.
Oh, the first Wonder Woman. I'm not sure, to be honest.
I can't.
But anyway, so. Black Widow this year, I think, it went into the Love and Thunder was supposed to come out, or not Love and Thunder. Eternals was supposed to come out this year in November. So they just they really all they did is just shift their time, their movies into their next time slots, except for Spider-Man / Doctor Strange, because Sony. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think there's something going on here, because Disney likes to have their set schedules. We know this. We've talked about this, how it's like these four time slots in a year where they would do it basically like early in the year, maybe a March movie, May, like, or not a March movie, but like February, May, July, and then like fall. And now them just kind of shoehorning Doctor Strange in, which is a huge movie. I mean, it was going to be the May movie of 2021. And like the May movie is normally the biggest like breadwinner out of them all. So it's kind of crazy. Now it's going to be kind of sandwiched in between Love and Thunder and Black Panther. That's going to be an amazing stretch, though. We get Spider-Man 3, Love and Thunder, Multiverse of Madness, and Black Panther from November to May.
And you really got to think that 2022 is really when they're expecting movies, theaters to be back into some sort of normal economy as well. So, like, putting all of my money in those baskets. I don't think that's the saying, but that's what's happening.
Anyway,
before we move on, we're running. You know, we've already jumped deep into the wormhole of Marvel. Have you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. there, David?
Me? I haven't watched it in years, to be honest. But I do have a question, and maybe Trevor can answer this, or Terry can answer this, and maybe you can. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've seen a lot of like articles about like, is it in the MCU anymore? Is it not in the MCU anymore? Where is it? What is it? You know, and I've heard fans that are upset. Like, it is, you know, like, stop denying that it's in the MCU, because it literally is, because they make reference to it. And are you caught up on it? I'm not.
I am. I did not. You gave up? That's sad news. That's bad news bears, bro. I am caught up, I think, to the end of season 5. I've not watched last season, which was 6, but seeing what they're doing, like, I've seen just some articles about what this new season's going to be. And spoiler alert, it involves going to the past. And apparently they have to save Hydra because Hydra is important to the rest of the world. Like, it looks like they're going to do exactly what Cap did, which is try and keep the continuity going. But because they're doing time jumps, it's important to note that they very well could branch their own reality. In season 5, they go to the future, and then they end up back in their normal time, and then they do certain things that they think might lead to. They're basically trying to prevent the future, and then they kind of do. So at that point, it gets really confusing as to whether or not they've stayed in the reality or if they've created their own, branch reality, which according to Endgame is not possible. But according to Endgame, it would also just create another multiverse. So my brain just started to melt. Shout out Kevin. Me too, bro. Me too. I wish I were taller. I said that all the time. Shout out Kevin. So that wraps what the news. So now we'll move on to the meat. We'll just transition to the meat of the episode with more MCU talk.
Yeah, so this kind of swings right into our main topic of today. And we're going to break it up into a few episodes over the next probably, month maybe, if at least like 3 episodes where we're going to... So there's a whole slate. We haven't even talked about Disney Plus MCU shows, which is we're going to get to in a second. But there's MCU Disney Plus shows coming out. There's movies coming out. We just said they are still coming out. And there's a lot of rumors to them. There's a lot of dialogue about them that we want to discuss and just talk about all the different things that we think might happen in them. Maybe hear what you guys think might happen in them. And today we're going to talk about the next 4 projects coming up, both on, movies and Disney Plus, which are Falcon and Winter Soldier, which, I mean, technically as of right now is set to be the next MCU, project to come out. I think it's supposed to come out in August as of right now, but that has not been announced to be pushed yet, but I sense a push will happen.
Yeah, they actually released an article earlier this week on comic book. Until oh god, honestly, it's saying like August is some of the earliest times they might be able to actually start productions again. Yeah, I don't know if Falcon and Winter Soldier will meet their deadline because they have a little bit of filming left to do. They were supposed to go to Prague, I think, and that got nixed right before they hopped on the plane. So
yeah, but I mean, so if it is, thing is though, because it's a TV show, like maybe there's a way they could have the first few episodes done and they could start releasing those while filming, like almost like a network TV show. But I don't know, we'll see. It seems like they would want everything completely done filming and then kind of produce it all. But they have not announced anything with it, which is kind of surprising. They have not announced any delays for it yet, which is surprising to me. So anyway, we'll be talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier. We'll talk about Black Widow, the movie, coming out November 6th, and hopefully WandaVision, which is still supposed to be set for at the end of this year. It's supposed to start coming out, and I've heard it's pretty well into production, so that still might meet its mark. And then Eternals, which is the new film franchise coming out in February of next year. So you want to just
yeah, we'll get to Eternals and all those in a minute. MCU rumors. I'm just reading the banner. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm not gonna lie, I was already prepared for this to be the first major Marvel project that was going to entice me fully because I knew Black Widow was set in the past, and as excited as I am for it, I am more curious about the future than I am the past. That's just a life thing for me. So I have been waiting for them to pass the shield off since, they brought Cap in 2011. And so now that it's happening, I'm very excited to see how that all shakes out, especially with the introduction of the U.S. agent who looks fantastic, by the way. I'm very excited. He looks way better than he did in the comics. And then you've got, it's going to dive deeper into Bucky and all I can think of, Sam. I was thinking of Anthony. I was like Anthony Mackie. But that's not his name. It's going to dive deeper into their characters, which, let's be real, is going to be amazing. I'm very hopeful that they go into the PTSD of war because they're both veterans. They've both done horrible things. They both have to cope in their own way. And let's be super real. Bucky was brainwashed. I'm very hopeful that they're going to dive into how he's resetting his mind and keeping. I'm hoping they get rid of that programming first off, and that there's a little bit
question.
Yeah, there's so many good questions.
Yeah, so I love everything you just said. But I really want to talk about that. I really want to see if Bucky is still, because if he's still got the brainwashing thing, if he still can get read those 13 words or whatever, and boom, he is just a monster who has no brain, who just does whatever you say. So that will be, you know what I would love to see, and I think the MCU, they are always do clever stuff like this, is if they almost made us think he was under mind control, but then he wasn't after all. Maybe he fakes that he can do it, and then he's inside somewhere and then goes crazy because he actually is in control now. Because we never actually in the MCU saw we never saw a scene of him like get over it. Like it was maybe alluded to because, but it never was really like touched on, which I think is on purpose. You know, I think it's because they were saving it for this show to give him some more development. You know,
you know, let's see, what is it? When did Civil War officially in the MCU? It's supposed to be 2017. Is 16? No, not when it released. When it's supposed to be. I think it's I think you're right. I think it is 16. So Infinity War is like 2018. So that means he's had 2 years in Wakanda living his life as a one-armed man.
Right.
Being
we also don't know how long he was in that the cryogenic chamber thing.
Exactly.
How you know, how long was he in there? How long was he out being the White Wolf and getting his new arm and stuff?
And if there's one person I trust in the MCU, it is definitely Shuri. Like, I mean, what are those? Come on, how can you not trust that?
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see if that'll play in. I think the action. I just saw a quote from Anthony Mackie, or not Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan. I think it was yesterday or today. That basically the feel of the movie is going to be very similar to Winter Soldier, which made me so excited because I think Winter Soldier is such a great movie and it had such this action kind of spy feel to it. Like it was in the MCU, but it had a very different tone to it. The action was gritty and raw. Like it was very close hand-to-hand combat. And I'd love to see that in this show. And I believe it's only going to be 6 episodes, which I think is good because my only critique of Mandalorian, I mean, I love Mandalorian, but my only critique of it was that there was maybe some there were some episodes that were basically like filler, I would say. Like there wasn't like not everything led like there was, I mean, they were fun, like especially the one episode where they're in the jail and they just and it with all those other guys.
Dude, that might be my favorite episode.
It's a good episode. I'm just saying
so
for the
good.
Story, it like didn't like it never like the actual story, it might have set stuff up for the future, but it didn't really directly like affect the season finale.
Yeah, because they're gonna be back in season 2. I read, and I'm so excited.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
whole crew, bro. Like more Bill Burr being a dick in Star Wars. Let's go.
Bill Burr was funny. I'm not surprised by that. But what I'm saying is, I hope. I think in the MCU they will do this too. I feel like there will be less. Mandalorian was new. You know, they didn't have an audience. I think they wanted to build it into this bigger thing. The MCU already is this big thing. Yeah. So I think they want to just be their own little tight story in the MCU and not like. And not make it feel like this like TV show that's going to have like 7 seasons. Like, do you think TV shows like this, like Disney Plus shows like WandaVision, Mandalorian, Loki, will they have multiple seasons? Because to me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what they're going for.
That's a really good question. My gut says no, because every like a movie, it's a tentpole name movie, right? So you've got Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, the Guardians, Eternals, Black Widow, all of these that you just throw a suffix on. Well, here we've got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Well, one of them ain't going to be a Falcon for much longer. He's going to officially get called. Yeah, whatever you know what I'm trying to say. He's gonna get called Cap soon. Like it's gonna be a thing. He's gonna become Captain America, and I think that's what this show is about: is him becoming Captain America.
Yeah, could this lead to a movie? Could this lead?
And that's what I think is happening, because Feige said that when these were brought in, all of these movies or all these shows were very important character pieces to take the characters and build them up, and they will pop back into the movies, and some of them may even start their own franchise. That last part, do not quote me on, because I don't remember when I read that, but I remember seeing that quote somewhere in an article about Marvel movies in the Disney Plus shows. And I'm very excited if they do that, because like, let's be real. You go, oh, we have Captain America movie. Well, did you watch the show? No. Well, I guess you should watch the show then. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. This is going to be really good. So then you have 6 hours of him, the journey to becoming Captain America. Then you make him Captain America in a movie instead of, he's finding his footing in the first movie. You don't want that, because let's be real. Captain America, like even his origin story movie was literally montaged for like 15 minutes of the movie. They jump 4.5 years or something like that till the end of the war. And it's like, oh, like all the fun Cap stuff just got, rocky montage with,
Yeah, so there's a few things really with this. And one, like you were saying, is Feige has made it clear. Like these Disney Plus shows, they are integral parts of the MCU. Like they're trying to pose them as just as important as movies. And we know they're probably not just as important just because they're lower tier characters, but they are,
Is Loki a lower tier character?
I think
is Falcon and Winter Soldier a lower tier character?
They have been side characters. Okay.
That's fair.
Agree with me with that.
I will give you that. Okay. So they are, and see, that's why I think these are just as important because it's building them up to be what they are supposed to be.
Right. Especially Cap.
Especially Cap. Especially Wanda. Like, let's be real. She is the strongest Avenger. She is the person who I think is going to create mutants. I'm putting my foot down. Date this. Mark it. 443 on 4/25/2020. That's a lot of fours. I think that she's going, instead of no more mutants, let there be mutants. Imperious Rex.
Like, I like that take. That's a spicy web right there.
That's a spicy web. That's the lightning. That's a taser web. Taser
web. Activate instant kill. Anyway, what
a throwback.
I think another big thing. Oh,
quick side question. I think this is a good question. I genuinely hope so, because I would love to see prime Luke Skywalker before the descent into madness. And Sebastian Stan is a great actor, so like, why not?
He looks just like him,
and he looks like Mark Hamill before the car accident too. That's what creeps me out the most, is that he looks like him pre-accident, and it scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, not really, but it kind of a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, well, I think something that I really want to see in this show is how it's, because we've seen US Agent and how it's almost, in my view, it almost looks like he's getting set up to be the next, Captain America. And
by the government.
Right, by the government. And do the Accords come into play? I assume they do. Is it because Bucky and Stamp, they never signed the Accords. That was the whole, they never signed those. And is Thunderbolt Ross being like, no, US Agent is the new Captain America. He's the new symbol. Just like back in World War II during Captain America First Avenger. Yeah. He's getting, there's one shot in like a teaser where he's like kind of running out on like a state, or like in a field, like a football field, and there's a bunch of fans kind of like cheering.
Oh, for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, is he being set up to be this Captain America guy? Like, what's that character like? What's that like dynamic with? Because we know Cap gave the shield to Sam to be Captain America, and
a new shield, by the way. Very important to note. It is a different shield than the one he carried and got destroyed.
I wonder where he picked that up at in his time.
Obviously Wakanda, bro.
True.
Who else would he trust with the fact that he's still alive other than T'Challa? Or even better, T'Chaka. God, that's a story I want to see. But before we digress further, I remember reading a quote that said, Sam has been given the shield to become Captain America, but the government doesn't like that. So that's what this story is going to really be about, is about them. And that's why I think it tying in with the Winter Soldier is going to be important in terms of style and how it feels, because that movie took Cap on a whole new level. And it was exactly what I wanted to see from a Captain America film. And the Russo brothers did chef's kiss gold with it. And then they gave us Civil War, and then Infinity War, and then the End Game. Chef's kiss all around. Yeah. They 100% did what they should, because Captain America is supposed to be the ideal of patriotism. Look around in the world today, 2020. I don't see that anywhere at all. No, thank you. No, all phonies. So take that into 2023 after you've had everybody, 50% of the world die, and then they come back. Like, did the president snap away? Is he now fighting with the new president because he's technically never like, how does that work?
There's different like issues that I think could come up in this show.
I think it's going to come up not just in this show, but in all these other shows, because it's going to be very important to the fabric of the future of the MCU. Like, especially in Spider-Man. I think we're going to really find out some new stuff because it's a ground character.
Yeah, I mean, and Far From Home, what they call the blip, you know, that has a direct effect, and I think it will throughout these at least the next phase 4. I think it will have a direct like effect. Think about this. We're not talking about this movie today, but in Love and Thunder, it was every 50% of everything in the universe. In space, same thing. Out in like wherever they go out in Love and Thunder and Guardians 3, you know, it'll have probably effect there too. Back to Winter Soldier.
True.
I'm really excited to see 2 things. One, Zemo, the return of Zemo. And I want to see with that, I want to know what are his motivations, because at the end of Civil War, he was over. He was gonna kill himself, you know, like
he had achieved
his life, basically. Like he was over it. Like he'd wash his hands of it. He was like, I won, because he did win in Captain America Civil War. But so what are his motivations now? Did he blip away? How did he get free? What are his motivations now? Why is he going after these guys? Like, why does he care?
How did he get free? The Thunderbolts. I think it happened. And I think because it's been teased, and I don't know where we would fit the Thunderbolts into. We'll fit it into Black Widow. We'll save the Thunderbolts for Black Widow because it's going to tie in. And I'm guessing, but I do good guess.
Yeah.
I do guess good. I do good guessing as well.
Yeah. So there's that. There's Zemo, which, you know, and how does he mix into all this, like the governmental stuff and U.S. agent? I'm so excited for this show, man. It's going to be so good.
I really want to know if U.S. agent's going to be a jerk like he was in the comics, or if he's going to be, because if I remember right, he actually becomes a villain at one point and then
I think
comes
he's going to be a jerk.
Or is he going to actually be a good guy and then Zemo kills him in front of everybody as a terrorist?
That'd be crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's exactly what might happen.
I think what could happen is there's going to be some inner tension between Sam, Bucky, and U.S. agent, you know, some like fight, some power struggle there. And then maybe it's by the end, they're all teaming up to take down Zemo. That could be a thing. Or like you said, maybe he offs U.S. agent. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think what this show's really going to do, because Cap gave, like I just said, Cap gave Sam the shield for a reason. And I think throughout this, I believe it's going to be 6 episodes of this show, I just really want to see from A to Z, from point A to the end, like to the C, or like episode 1 to episode 6, Sam becoming Captain America. I don't want him to be it at the beginning. I don't even want him to be it in episode 4. I want him to be it by the very end. Like, get it, you know, I want like, just like nerdy wise, I just want there to be that moment at the like this final episode, maybe the final 5 minutes. He like suits up. It's it's like from the comics, the Captain America, like the full suit and the wings and everything.
I'm gonna be so mad if they save that for the last 10 minutes of the damn series. Like, I'll be so mad. If you want to save it for the final,
gonna get saved.
See, I don't mind it being saved, but I want it to be saved for like the last episode. He suits up in the 5th episode, and then in the 6th, he's full on Cap.
I'd be cool with Cap too. Yeah,
because like I am so excited because that's one of my favorite Cap costumes. That's probably Bucky's, his, and then Cap. But Cap from 2012. What was that? Was it Fear Itself? I think so. Which introduced what we saw in the movie in Endgame. It was armored and it had dragon scale armor and like all that stuff. It was exactly very similar to that from Endgame. that's my third, but that's only my third because it's close to the original, but also updated for modern times. I really love Bucky's Captain America suit, dude. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like all black stealth. You got like dude, it's prime.
It's cool.
It is prime Central Station. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for popping in, brother. I see a lot of people had joined. I now slipped over to the Facebook to see who has joined, since I realized it doesn't tell us in StreamYard. If you are still here,
I can see how many, not who.
Yeah, I can see how many, but I can see which of my friends have joined in, and I see that they joined in and then they've probably left. But that's okay. We'll be here until we're done talking. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you have questions, pop them down. We will answer them as best we can.
Move on to Winter or Black Widow, I mean.
Yes, we should go ahead and move on. We'll give Kevin the last word here. They should make a live action movie where Cap and Winter Soldier switch roles. That would be cool. And evil Cap and the good Winter Soldier. I concur. I don't.
Maybe What If?
But he said live action. We should get a live action What If.
Okay,
my gosh. And speaking of What If, Terry also brought up that What If is still in production during lockdown, which is great because I'm so excited. How excited am I? I went and bought What If comics.
A lot of unboxing.
Dude, a lot of unboxing. I should have been more prepared, but I wasn't. I went and bought some comics, and one of which is the rather hard to find What If the Hulk Killed the Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Very, very good one. I got these from Hooked on Comics from Pennsylvania. They did a live broadcast, and it was a weekend. I don't even know which one. So we'll move on now. Black Widow. David, take it away.
Yeah, so Black Widow now getting pushed back to November 6th, 2020 this year. It's coming up so quick, and it was going to be upon us in just like a week, like if all this didn't happen, which is sad, but it's still going to come out.
It was literally 5 days away.
No, it was so close.
So close. I was so ready for Taskmaster, bro.
I know, and that's
I've been waiting.
And rumors with this, I mean, this is less rumors and more when we know a lot. We don't exactly know when it's gonna take place. Like it seems like it's gonna bounce around a lot. A lot of it will be after Civil War.
I think the entire main story plot itself which will be considered present day, will be after Civil War. I think very few things will take place before Civil War, and I think that'll be in either flashbacks or recantations. Is that the word I'm thinking of? Maybe.
I definitely agree. I think it'll be mostly after Civil War because everything we've seen from the trailer, to a certain degree, has been like from that timeline where we have Red Guardian and with her sister,
it's
Yelena.
Yes. Yeah, Yelena. I don't know. I don't speak Russian, so
played by Florence Pugh. So good actress.
Great actress.
Let's start with that because I want to talk about that. Do you think this movie is going to set her up as the next Black Widow? Because that's a rumor.
No, I think she's going to die.
Really?
Okay. Have you seen what she wears in the trailer?
Right. The vest.
The vest from Infinity War, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna die, so.
But maybe she dies, and then she comes back later.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting kind of tired of dying, especially after Rise of Skywalker, when they took some good characters and teased their death only for them to live. And then who dies? They kill off basically no one. Oh, Ben Solo died at the end. Shocking. We all saw that coming.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah. Spoilers. My bad, guys. It's been out for like 5 months.
I'm sure everyone watching this has seen Rise of Skywalker.
And if not, I'm so sorry that I spoiled the end for you. But
maybe he was lying. Anyway, I honestly don't have too much speculation about this movie, but
really, I do.
Okay, good, because to some degree I'm kind of like, I get a decent feeling of my only problem. I mean, I kind of hope they set up Yelena or Yelena, however you pronounce it. We can't.
Yeah.
I hope they set her up to be like the next Black Widow or just a future character, because and they better do that with Taskmaster. If Taskmaster is not, if he dies, it's like, what a waste. I mean, sure, he might be super cool in this movie, right? Like, he might have super cool action scenes, super cool character, this, that, and the other. But for just one film, I feel like he's such a cool and literally diverse character who can do all these different moves and all of this. And like, he's such a cool, like, style and like the way he takes people down. Awesome villain. And I'd love to see him in, somewhere in the future of the MCU and not just here. But because it happens in the past, it's so hard to see how they're going to set it up. And I believe they will. Like, I just know Marvel and Feige and, the MCU, and I believe they will set up future characters and future stories with this. But part of me, I mean, I got to say, this was the one, I mean, I love, like, Black Widow's awesome. She's a great character. She already, partially in my eyes, like, she already had her full arc. Like, I mean, literally at the end of, in Endgame, like, come on, that's how, that's writing someone off, right? But, and to me, I would have liked to see this movie, I think to me, it feels like 2 years too late. I wouldn't have liked to see this movie in 2018, or like, somewhere in there, like, seeing this movie in that slot, because I think it would have been cool, but I'll still enjoy it. I'm still going to be there opening night. Obviously, because it's going to be the first movie of the MCU coming out, like, in forever. So, of course, I'll be there, like, as quickly as I possibly can to see it. But I'm just worried about how they'll set up the future with it, and not walking out being like, that was fun, but, like, it was just a prequel, Like, how does it not just become just a prequel, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I got you, bro.
All
Thunderbolts.
Right. Oh, yes.
Like, I think, how they've set up the trailers reminds me of how they set up Spider-Man Far From Home. They're teasing A, only for B to happen. Now, they've not released, they announced all the actors at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con last year, right? And there was one actor who we've not seen at all. So signs are pointing to him being Taskmaster, right? Like, we've not seen Taskmaster's face. All we've seen for Taskmaster is him in the mask, and this actor has been shown nowhere. So, is someone else Taskmaster? Because they said that what they're doing in Far From Home is going to set up everything they do in the future. And everything they gave us before Far From Home was fairly straightforward. The only real major swerves were I am the Mandarin and yes. That's all I can really think of. That was like a genuine surprise. That was like, oh wow, that came out of nowhere.
I mean, the homecoming twist is amazing. That's not like a
homecoming twist.
That he was her dad. He was.
Oh yeah, I saw that coming. Like, it happened, and I was like, I mean, not fully, but it happened.
I was like, gasped in the theater.
I'm like that. I was like, oh sure. But I was like, I mean, it's Spider-Man. That happens in most of them. Like, what do you expect? Okay, like, it happened, but they did it a different way, which was cool. But like, that wasn't a big super swerve, super twist, like setting up something to be A only for it to be B. No, what it did was it humanized Vulture even more. It was like, wow, okay, like, exactly. I would do the same thing if I were in his fancy position. Spoiler alert, I'd obviously be a villain. But in Far From Home, everything was swerved on its head. I went in and I was like, I really want Mysterio to be the villain. And then he was so damn good. I was like, I don't want him to turn, but I'm kind of expecting him to turn because I don't know how they're going to play this any other way. And then when he made the turn, it was heartbreaking. And then when he went full off the ledge of being evil, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. That whole movie was a con, right? It was a con movie. I think all of these future movies are in some way going to be a little bit of a con, especially on characters we already know. Black Widow, What do we know about Black Widow's past? Not a lot. They can swerve us so hard and it won't even matter. Again, who is Taskmaster? What is Thunderbolt Ross's like that cutscene, like the scene in the trailer where it shows him? I cannot tell what year that's from because they de-aged him, but he doesn't look that much different than he did in 2016.
I think it's supposed to be 2016. I don't know, but
he looks very young in that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very confusing how she is allowed to do whatever she's doing. But I'm just, again, I'm confused on the timeline, and I'm very hopeful that they start teasing the Thunderbolts, which I think is what this movie is about. I think this movie is about setting up the Thunderbolts and or the Masters of Evil.
Yeah.
Like
Thunderbolts be sick, man. I love this theory of yours, this story of yours.
Fan theory?
Yeah. And I like it. Like, I think it would be super. That's what I want, right? Like my what I was just saying earlier, how I'm like, I'm nervous about this and them setting up the future, like something like that, something real, like the Thunderbolts, like that really could have an effect on the future. That's what I want to see.
And think about it. How much of an effect would it be to be set up 7 years before it happens in universe, right?
Right.
Like, let's think about how at the end of the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man comes in and says, we're setting up a team.
Yeah.
But that's set after Iron Man 2. But the movie came out before Iron Man 2. Think about it.
You just blew my mind.
Yeah. Incredible Hulk happens simultaneously with the middle of Iron Man 2, simultaneously with the beginning of Thor.
Yeah.
So, like, that's called Fury's Big Week. They made a comic about it. Real good. I highly recommend you check that out. It's a direct tie-in, but like it's Fury's Big Week. That all happened in a week. Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, and Thor. Single week.
Yeah.
Boom. So when Iron Man goes in at the end, in the post-credits of Incredible Hulk, which blew my freaking mind, by the way, because I'd seen Iron Man, but I wasn't expecting him to hop in during Incredible Hulk in any way, shape, or form. So that was really fun to see as a fan I was like 17 then. So young. And so Thunderbolt Ross was directly involved with the first major MCU cross-thread connection.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be directly involved with the next major MCU cross-threaded connection, which this time spans a 7-year gap, potentially. Yeah. Because who is saving the world without the Avengers involved? Like, think about that. And I'm talking after Civil War. Spider-Man's running around doing his Spider-Man thing. Iron Man's clearly not involved with the government anymore.
Doing his Sony Spider-Man thing.
So you got what, Rhodey?
Yeah, Rhodey. Wait, who's still around?
No, I'm talking after Civil War. Like, who is still directly involved with the government? Who is still working as an Avenger? Rhodey's the only name that pops into my head.
Iron Man, sort of.
No, I don't think he was working with the government, bro.
He was definitely still he was still on that side of history,
Yeah,
like,
he was on that side of history, but do you think he was still running around as Iron Man? Because the only time we see him as Iron Man was in Homecoming, and that's only because he was called out for not being in the suit last time.
Right. I think he was still actively, but I think what it's alluding to, like, kind of, in the MCU, that nothing major happened in between there, like in between those two events, like where there was something like catastrophic.
Okay. How do we know?
Well, maybe in Black Widow, we'll see.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like, think about it logically for a second. The government has a special forces unit that they want to do missions, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted the Avengers to be that. Then Civil War happens, and then no one wants to fight anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Who fills the void? That's the question the government would ask. Who would be the first person involved in filling that void? Thunderbolt Ross, baby. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. I feels it. I feel the connection in the force. Feige, tweet me.
I like it. I like it. Is that it for Black Widow, do you think? I like the Thunderbolt theory, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I that's really all I got, because I'm just we should have this in a week.
I hope we see Budapest too. That'd be sweet.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's a good. I hope we see Budapest, and there's been rumors that we will see Budapest. So
like, if you're making a Black Widow movie, like, come on.
Yeah. It's very important. So I think that's it for you. Got any final word on Black Widow?
No, that's about it. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I mean, we'll all be so hyped for this movie coming in. Anything it gives us at this point, when it's March 6th and we've been craving MCU for over a year since Far From Home, I think by that point, we're all going to just be celebrating this movie together. My final word is, who is Taskmaster? Damn it! Don't kill Taskmaster. You think there will be a post-credit scene for like Eternals or something? Long pause. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah, I mean, post-credit scene. Maybe? Will there be a post-credit scene in Captain America or Falcon Winter Soldier? That's a question I've been seeing. Is will there be post-credit scenes in the Disney Plus shows? Speaking of Disney Plus, WandaVision is our next topic of discussion. Yes, I'm very excited for this one. I'm not sure, like, leading into WandaVision, if there will be necessarily post-credit scenes in these Disney Plus shows, but you better believe I will be looking and making sure throughout the last 30 seconds of credits there is not some scene popping up. WandaVision, man. I think this show could be fantastic. It's gonna be such a zany, weird show. It's supposed to be a sitcom, like set up like 90s style. Like there's no, yeah, exactly, sitcom. But part of it, I think, will be, and it'll be trying to be goofy and it'll be all over the place. But in reality, at least from what I'm gathering, I'm curious if you agree, is that it'll just be Wanda like creating all of these different like realities in her head, and then slowly but surely, I hope this is what happens anyway. This is my rumor. My speculation is that I hope things kind of start slowly kind of crumbling for her, and then it all just kind of like shatters and she goes crazy. Because I think that before this show is gonna like tie directly into Multiverse of Madness, like time wise, it was gonna be like really close in relation when they first announced it at Comic-Con. Now it's gonna be like almost a year difference. But I think she'll still, appear in that movie and be insanely powerful. So what do you think about WandaVision? There's really I think a lot of people were confused about what it even supposed to be. When they announced it, I was like, I'm so excited. I literally bought the wedding of Wanda and Vision at Hooked on Comics. Check them out on Bookface. They do every day. I think they sell comics at like 3 p.m. Eastern. Also, side note, this is Mantis right here. She's the Celestial Madonna. That's speculation and rumors that I want to bring up whenever we talk about Guardians 9 or whatever number they're on. Just so we're all aware. I'm teasing it because it's a great storyline and I can't wait to get the rest of the books to read it. WandaVision, bro. I am so excited for WandaVision. And if you're watching us, please again leave a comment asking questions, your thoughts on the future of the MCU, what movies you're excited for, shows, etc. Even some of your speculation and rumors. So when it comes to WandaVision, I am so excited because looks like we lost Thomas. I'll keep going here. So there's an article here about WandaVision and the potential rumors. And something that I thought was really interesting is that I forgot that Monica. Oh, what happened? I hit my mouse pad and forgot it was on, and I accidentally hit the X button. Oh, no way. Yeah, I was gonna keep it rolling, and I was saying, going, bro. I forgot, Monica from Captain Marvel, the daughter. She's in the show. I forgot about that too. And not to get too possible spoilery, but she is supposed to be apparently a sword agent. Yes.
Snap!
Sword, which is
that's
kind of
the first show that Sword is involved in is WandaVision.
right.
Let's go. That's
Thor
exciting.
kind of teased at the end in the post-credit teaser of Far From Home with like Fury out in this huge galactic space station, and Sword, for you guys that don't know, I forget what it stands for exactly, but basically it's like the shield, but like it's like of space, like the shield of space, basically, where they kind of don't just protect the Earth, but they protect everywhere. And Captain Marvel is directly involved, which I imagine this will be, considering Monica, who is her best friend's daughter from Captain Marvel 1, is supposed to be an agent, and she's in this show. You assume in Captain Marvel 2 it'll pop up, and I think Sword will play a huge role moving forward in the MCU.
Sword stands for Sentient World Observation and Research Department.
Yeah, so it always has some silly name.
Always got a nice little acronym going on there. Yeah, I totally forgot about Sword, dude. Like, I have been trying to ignore all the memories of what I've been reading about these because, like, they were supposed to come out soon. So I do usually an 8-month purge of memory as much as I can. So I'm surprised when things happen. And
I have a question for you, by the way.
Before we get there, Agent Park. No, that's his real name.
No, I think
this is his name.
Yeah, Agent Park. Yep.
From Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be in this as well.
Yeah.
And
it's so random. The casting.
Yeah.
Crew. Isn't the girl from Thor supposed to be in it too? Or did I read that wrong?
Yo, yeah, Darcy's in it. Darcy's in that as well. And so is it Karen Khan? Or is it Sarah Khan? I can't remember.
Catherine Hahn?
Catherine Hahn. Thank you.
Hey.
that was good. Good job, memory. I was almost purged. But yeah, and she's in it as well as the annoying neighbor. And I'm very excited about who she's going to be because she's an amazing actress who I know her more from comedies now, but when I was a kid, she used to be on a show and I don't remember what show that was, but I loved her on that show. Maybe Crossing Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't know. And she has a great range and I think she would be a very, very great evil sorceress. Like, that's what I see. I'm also secretly hoping that Darcy is just Hela. I'm on that bandwagon. It's been 9 years. I still want her to just be like another version of Hela or something, but it's not gonna happen. But it's okay. Bring back Kate Blanchett also. Let's just bring Hela back.
Do you think the twins will be involved? Like,
yes.
Yeah, I imagine so too.
If you watch the clips from the trailer, they tease them. Yeah, they tease them with stuff. And considering how many decades it seems to hop in terms of its sitcom genre style, I have a feeling that it'll be them throughout the ages. So this is good rumor speculation time. I think that WandaVision it'll hop through time and we'll see them live their life. What is that? A, similar to Inception, but B, and more importantly, the finale of Futurama, when they finally, when they went out of the show on their own terms, they were able to live in the same moment for a long time and they lived their life. And they're like, I do it all over again. And then they go back in time, save the world, and then they live their life together, Leela and Fry. It's amazing. It's my second favorite episode. So good. And I think that's what WandaVision is going to be, except not a happy ending.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how it ends. I'm excited to see how where there's the line between this like goofy, almost like oddly like eerie, like sitcom happening. And then when it kind of breaks and we see, because all we've seen from like teasers and marketing is just like kind of that sitcom thing. And that is not going to be the whole show. Let me tell you right now, we are going to get some MCU fighting and stuff like that.
See, and
I can't wait.
It's, I really, 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 I don't know if it's going to happen anymore because of like all the other stuff that I've seen pop up and how the slates have changed. But when the slate was originally announced and they said WandaVision is going to tie in, all I could think was, is Wanda stuck in a nightmare from Nightmare, empowering him with her powers and not realizing it? But because you know how, okay, if I were designing a nightmare, I would make someone really happy first, and then I would rip it away over and over and over and over again, repeating the same, because that's how my nightmares work. It's repeating, and it gets to a point where I know how it's going to end, and I go to change it, and then it changes me, and then I go to change it, and it changes me. Is Nightmare causing this or fueling this, or is Nightmare not involved at all? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, Nightmare's not being confirmed for Multiverse of Madness, but it is heavily rumored for that one. When we get there, probably whatever week that'll be, next week or the week after. Like, I imagine that's. I mean, come on, Multiverse of Madness.
Like, yeah, and I mean, the multiverse itself is just pure madness anyway. So, like, yeah, when they announced that, I was like, and then like it's going to be a horror movie, and I'm like, Nightmare. It's the only person that you can have start a horror movie. Nightmare. Yeah. Because
yeah. Keep going.
Like literally because what is everyone's least favorite thing? Nightmares.
Yeah.
And it's a good PG-13 horror villain. Because you can do first off, the trip through the multiverse that Doctor Strange has in the first one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Has some scary parts, like the hand, the little baby hand things.
Yeah,
no, thank you. That creeped me out. When he's hanging on to his own iris, creepy. Add a little bit of nightmare fuel to that. Dude, there's no telling what you can do. And PG-13 horror movies are very in right now. And they've always been in, really, because you bring in money. But I digress away from WandaVision. I want to know if... My gut tells me that Wanda's going to crack at the end, and Doctor Strange is the only person who has this power and knowledge to help her.
That'd be cool. And then maybe he comes in at the very end, and then it sets us up.
Yes.
I'd love to see that.
But I have this sneaky suspicion, because we've hinted at the post-credits thing. Part of me thinks that we will see post-credit scenes leading to the next project on that platform.
Interesting.
So like self-promotion, basically. Like because if you have Black Widow tease Falcon and Winter Soldier, well, now that's out the window.
Yeah.
If you have Falcon and Winter Soldier tease Black Widow, why? If you have Falcon and Winter Soldier tease Eternals, that's super far away. But if you have Falcon and Winter Soldier tease WandaVision, which was supposed to come out, it was what? It was August, October, December, right? I think is what it was for Falcon and Winter Soldier, Mandalorian, and WandaVision. So I feel like you would just tease the next show that you're involved with.
It's technically still the lineup. They haven't changed anything, but yeah.
Please don't change it.
I mean, we got to hope.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling the universe, like, get it together, please.
Before we move on to Eternals, I got this good question.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. What's our favorite? What are we looking forward to the most of the MCU Disney Plus shows? It looks like you know yours.
It's between Loki. Honestly, I'm so excited for all of them. But when it comes down to it, based on the plots that I know, it's between Loki because of time travel and multiverse hopping, and What If because pure multiverse.
Yeah, What If is gonna be awesome. It's not my number one, but I think I'm really excited. All of them I'm really excited for, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am the most skeptical about Loki.
Really?
That's mine. I think it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna tune. Like, obviously, I'm gonna watch it. Like, duh. But I think I'm just nervous about. I'm nervous about two things. There's just been like Loki. Like, I think it's cool. He's the 2012 version, but it's like, what is the story really gonna be? How is it gonna affect things like in a smooth way? I think that's like the thing in like a smooth way where it's not like confusing. Where I think because we're now in like it's in a parallel like universe in the past, technically, like it might get confusing to general audiences. What?
We're not talking about Loki today, but I have so many things that I've read that are like very important to what you're saying.
Right.
It's going to involve time travel. It's going to involve hopping through space, and it's going to involve getting stuck in the time variance authority. That's what he's wearing. So he's literally arrested by them. Is it going to involve Kang?
Kang. That's like that's the big thing. Is it? That's
why it's up there. I love Kang. I love Kang so much, but it's so hard to choose that I have to go what if, because it's going to be bonkers the whole time, and I love bonkers.
That'll just be so fun to watch the what if. I feel like
because I mean, it'd be easier to say which one I'm least excited for, and that's probably Miss Marvel, and that's only because I don't know much about her as a character.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything against her. I just don't know enough about her, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to be excited, and I'm going to watch it like every other character movie that's come out that I'm like, I don't know about this, and then I go, I love this character. Why don't I buy comics?
Yeah, I know a little bit about her just quickly, just because of like Miles Morales comics. She shops in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's dope. I started reading some Avengers comics when she was involved, but I stopped reading because poor. I was poor at the time, couldn't afford them. That's a great question, Terry. Also, I'm going to give you my third one, She-Hulk, because
I'm excited for She-Hulk.
Lawyer who literally will break you if you make her angry. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah. I would say mine. My first one is Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love the recent, like, I think it's a grounded MCU story, and I'm really into those, like the Russo brothers work with you know Soldiers, Civil War. I love that feeling. Like when he said that it's gonna feel like Winter Soldier, I love that stuff. It's just like really up my alley, and I think I can just see how that story is gonna be. I think the most out of all of them. I think that maybe helps me get more excited for it. And my second would be She-Hulk. Actually, I'm really excited for She-Hulk because I think having another Hulk in general into the universe is a really big thing. And WandaVision's probably third because that's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, that was my third favorite. But Loki, I wasn't. It's changed so much since they were announced.
I'm excited for all of them.
I'm so excited. Picking is hard.
Yeah. It's not like there's any of them like, oh man, like I have to watch that. Like, no, like I'm excited to watch all of them when they come out. But yeah, my number one would definitely be our Falcon Winter Soldier right now, just because I think maybe because it's close, but maybe because I can kind of see more of what the story's gonna be like, and I'm already like attached to these characters, and I just want to see more about the government struggle and Sam becoming Cap, and I just think it's gonna be awesome. So that's the one I'm most excited for.
Before we go, move on to our next topic. Hello, Becky and Deborah. Thank you for joining us. If you have questions or want to make fun of me, not David, I'm not gonna involve him in being made fun of. Just make fun of me in the comments. If it's funny, we'll post it. I spit on my camera. So yeah, Eternals. Boom, boom, boom.
So I shared this with you over text. My idea, because Eternals. Just from taking a step back and thinking about it from the studio's point of view, like how do we make this a movie that a lot of people want to go see, like Guardians did, where like no one knew what Guardians was, no casual viewer knew what Guardians was going in, and they walked out loving it. And my idea for this movie, anyway, I have no idea if this is how it's going to go, because the movie, we really don't know much about the story. We know bits, and we know like we know who the Eternals are and all of that.
Yes.
But we don't know like where it's going to take place. I think how it should go, and I think it would be a really cool way to tell the story, is if it's over, like if it kind of time jumps like through history and the pace is quick. I think with these movies that people like nowadays too, I think we've kind of been accustomed to like quicker paced movies. I mean, like, something like Infinity War was like nonstop, like there's not like there's basically not a lot of setup. Like you set it up for like 20 minutes at the jump, and then you just take off. You're just going through time. Different historical events are happening. Different Avenger events are happening, and they're just kind of watching and doing whatever. I honestly, I've never even read an Eternals comic. I know a bit. Yeah, and we're fans. So I'm really just trusting in Kevin Feige to, take us home here and like give us an exciting new team. Yes. And it's a big team, I mean, there's a lot of characters. So I'm worried about too much setup. It can't be half a movie of setup. It can't be,
no,
it's gotta be quick. It's gotta be like, let's get it going. Let's start moving. Let's go to different times. Let's show stuff that's familiar to us. Like they need to make it feel like an MCU movie.
All right, we're just going to hop into the rumors. We're just going to dive to head first. Yes. I've read that it's going to take place over like 7,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've seen set photos. I'm so sorry, guys. Spoiler alert. Like heavy spoiler alert. With some of those main characters in modern day clothing. I've read that the Eternals have known about the Avengers. The Eternals still live on Earth. So like these are big major announcements that they're releasing on like the internet, and they're coming from direct quotes from cast members. I don't know why it was just like the internet. Where else would it be? On old box radio? So they have released all this good information, and I'm genuinely worried for this movie for one reason. They say it's going to take place over 7,000 years. I'm worried that it's going to be like opening in the future, in the present day. We are the Eternals. This is us. This is who we are. We've been doing this, and we've been fighting this war since here. And then they jump back in time, and they pull a Captain America First Avenger on us, where it's bookended by modern day, and it ends up being sandwiched in the middle of all the past. I love history. I don't know if you can tell based on all of the historical references I randomly make, or if you even catch them. But I love history because we have to learn from history. The cycles repeat themselves. Everything goes in a cyclical nature. Time is relative, but it's also a tornado. I said this the other day in a comment. It literally spins, and the closer and closer you get to the nexus point, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then things usually get crazier at that point in time. Scientifically, it's believed that like 26,000 years is a repeating of a cycle. A major cycle. So just throwing out some information, I want them to, they've talked about going through the Epic of Gilgamesh. They've said they're going to touch on that. They're going to touch on this. They're going to touch on that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Are you going to do it in like a 15-minute montage like you did in Captain America, the First Avenger? Or are you going to give us those things? I would love, like you were saying, a hop around through time. I would abso-freaking-lutely love if they gave us hopping through time while also explaining each character individually based on an event from history that is important to that character, aka the Epic of Gilgamesh. Icarus flying too close to the sun. Is it Thana? Thanos. Thanos' sister, Angelina Jolie.
Pops up, bro. They need Thanos to pop up, in my opinion.
He will. I would put money on it. I'm going to put money on it. Like I would
like making it, or just like seeing his race, maybe seeing Titan in like its heyday. Oh yeah, man. I know they will, but I just like, really want to see like the MCU like throughout time, like not make it feel like it's like real life, but that it's the MCU throughout time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and and this is why I'm worried about them bookending it and having like this story in the past that is in the end gonna just teach us about these characters versus stuff that has important story points. I'm gonna really calm down, Adam. Go watch the baby. No, don't watch us. That's Superman, everybody. It's Adam Irizarry. Thanks for hopping in here, pal. Appreciate you. Love you.
DC's
Miss
awesome.
you.
They actually just released the new slate. Well, it'll be what the news next week.
DC?
Yeah, they moved some stuff. Anyway.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, man.
Good to know. I didn't see that news. Why? I'm worried that they're gonna be like, I'm Thana, and this is the story of us and my brother's Thanos. He's a real jerk. Like, I'm worried they're gonna do that because we're not getting a lot of information. And I'm also worried they're going to do that because it seems safe. I'm hoping they don't do that because nothing these days is that safe.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to swing for the fences, why swing at all?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's Kevin Feige's mentality. So I'm hoping that my fears are just misplaced completely. I also might be afraid because, like, Rise of Skywalker, as much as I love the movie, I have issues with it on a storytelling perspective.
Yeah.
As a fan and as a storyteller, it's different vibes, and I'm worried that because Eternals is the most Star Wars like I think that we'll get. It's going to be regal, royal, powerful, all knowing, and it's going to be like wrapped in generational traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm really excited. It's one of those where I think people, they're gonna have to nail the marketing just from like a marketing standpoint for like, you know, casual audiences. Like they gotta show stuff that they want to, like, that makes them know it's Marvel, because it's not gonna really look inherently MCU Marvel if you just look at it from the outside, you know? Like it could just be some random sci-fi film for all like some people know, you know what I mean? So they're gonna have to really make that loud, show characters we know, like put that in trailers, give us something to like grip onto and like make more theories of that, like are like directly related to the MCU. And I know they'll do it, but because everything's delayed right now and it's got pushed back a bit, it's gonna be a while before we see this stuff. So I'm excited. The cast is great. I'm not worried about the cast, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, by the end of the movie, I'm curious to see like where they stand. How does it conclude? Is there a future for the Eternals in the MCU? Like there was with the Guardians, but they're a whole different level, you know? Like they're a whole different, like, even just power level, you know, where it's like, where do they tie in? I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited for this movie. Like, I can't wait.
You know, they descend from Celestials, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's like the that's the draw. Like,
where would they instantaneously tie in? Guardians.
Well, I think what it was, Thomas, was that I think I'm pulling this. It's like the Celestials came to Earth and like experimented, so that's why they're like human, like looking, the Eternals, and that's what made the Eternals.
And
they created the Deviants too.
Yeah, that sounds.
And I think Thanos is a deviant.
Thanos is a deviant. He's a deviant on Titan.
Yeah.
Eternals, Earth. What is the word I'm thinking of? Origin. That's the word. Really quick, while that is loading, I just want to shout out this cast, dude. It is full of absolute heavy hitters. We got Angelina Jolie, who plays Thana. It's Thena, not Thana, A-N-A, like I was saying. Idiot. Richard Madden plays Icarus, which is very exciting because
Madden's also
he is very much the type, like he looks like the type that he'd fly too close to the sun. Selma Hayek is playing Ajax. She's like the leader, but also not exactly the leader, which I'll get to in a minute. Kit Harington, Jon Snow himself, who knows nothing, plays Dane Whitman, who is the freaking Black Knight. I almost forgot his name for a second. I was going to be so upset with myself. He plays the Black Knight, and I'm excited for that because the Soul Sword, like, oh man, it's going to dive into some really, I think I named that wrong, but it's a sword and it keeps him eternal, and he fights like this huge thing. He's in a relationship with Cersei, which we'll get in a minute. Kumail Nanjiani.
Nailed it, dude.
I did?
I have no idea.
Oh, man, don't tease me like that.
Well, it sounded right.
He plays Kingo, and I mean, if you haven't seen him, then you're clearly not thirsty. So
funny, man.
He's hilarious, and now he's jacked, so now he can actually break you. Gemma Chan is really the first actress to have two. I'm going to call her character in Captain Marvel two major roles in live action of Marvel. She is playing Cersei, who has a relationship with Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight. Barry Keoghan, I don't know. Barry Keoghan plays Druig. Dong Ma. I said that wrong. I'm so sorry, brother.
They're killing us.
He's playing Gilgamesh. Brian Tyree Henry is playing Phastos, who is the first major character to be LGBT. He's married to a man, and he has children, I believe is the quote I remember seeing. Lauren Ridloff is playing Macquarie. And then there's Leah McHugh, who plays Sprite. And she is looks like an 8-year-old. And the character looks like a child, but is actually the oldest of them all.
Old. Yeah. That'll be cool. I'm excited for that.
That's a good twist right there. So,
it's like Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's better than Baby Yoda because it can speak.
Kind of speak.
What was that?
I said Baby Yoda can kind of speak. Not really.
That's about all he's got. Okay. So these Eternals, the original instigators of this process. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. They are described as an offshoot of the evolutionary process that created sentient life on Earth. The original instigators of this process are the Celestials, intended the Eternals to be defenders of Earth, which leads to the inevitable war against the destructive counterparts, the Deviants.
Yeah. That's what's the main plot from what I got. The Eternals versus the Deviants. And that's like what I'm like kind of familiar with. Thanos maybe pops in. And
now, here's a really good question that I have. Is man a deviant?
I think deviants are supposed to be like just like the purple people.
They're not. If I recall, they don't all look the same.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows if deviants can maybe like look like man? You know what I mean? And that could be a whole thing.
Yes, I do believe that. I mean, obviously they are superpowered, and I believe one of them is a shapeshifter of the Eternals. I could be 1,000,000% wrong there, but
honestly, it's like you going through the list right there. Like what I was talking about was setting things up. It's gonna be I mean, they are setting themselves up for a challenge to really like keep the pace keep us interested while also like having so many characters to not only introduce but have us connect with them, because that's what it really is. Like with Guardians, we like the characters, we like the gang. With the Avengers, we like all of them because we know all of them. Like for all those characters, I'm afraid there's almost too many. I mean, I'm sure there'll be more main characters, probably like Angelina Jolie's character, Cersei, and Richard Madden's character. But how much will we really like get to know them in this first one without? And I mean, I'm sure there'll be like main villains, like deviants and all that. So
yes,
very curious to see how they do it. But I think they'll pull it off. It's exciting new stuff. I mean, this is I'd say it's like a quote unquote weirder like addition, and it's like out of nowhere, like not out of nowhere, but like very different from other like properties, especially like Falcon Winter Soldier, which is so grounded. This is so not grounded. But I think the balance of that in the MCU and kind of like the different scopes of it, like from Spider-Man to like Guardians, where it's like, seeing Spider-Man in space was so like off-putting because it's like he's just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, like at least for me it was. And
you've been to space. Oh man,
I just think the balance of it, and I think seeing these new characters, I hope they nail it. I hope it's a cool, fun ride. That's what I really want it to be, just a fun ride. Nothing too like, don't drone it on. Put in plenty of jokes. I know they will. Kumail's in it, man. Like it's gonna be funny. I'm excited. I don't have many more thoughts on it, just because I honestly don't know much, and part of me doesn't want to know too much going into it, just because I want to get to know the characters for like what they're trying to present to them, maybe not like what the comics say, because I know sometimes fans can get upset. It's like, wait, in the comics it was this, and have that argument, which I've been there too. But for the Eternals, I don't really have any conceived ideas of them, so I'm excited to see what they put out.
Oh no. Can you hear me? Hey, sorry about that. Technical difficulties when you overload a laptop's ability to use the internet at once. So all I was going to say is the deviants on Marvel fandom, like their Marvel wiki, are called Homo Descendus, and the Eternals are called, and of course it ran away, Homo Immortalis. is how they are classified as like a species. Okay. And I looked up a little bit more for the deviants just to get, because I didn't. So, and he just looks like a dude. All right, and I think I'm back. Yeah, popping in and out, hopping in and out.
I think we're about ready to wrap up if you are.
Yeah, we are. I think that
Final thoughts on Eternals.
Man could be deviants. Like,
yeah,
and if we are not, we could have, because I'm assuming there's going to be breeding happening throughout. There could be, which then let's just like fan theory for a moment. Let's say that the deviants breed with humans.
Right.
What would that create? Like
demi deviants?
Demi-demon? Yeah, demi-deviant, which would be like what? Demi-demons. And Eternals, who are Homo immortalis, they breed. What would that do? Like maybe demigods, right? But not technically. Let's think about it. Really, it could be the planting of the seed, pun intended, for mutants.
Ooh.
They are both mutates of the Homo species. So, like, that's where
I like it.
That's where we should do Eternals, man.
Yeah,
Because really, like, the Kree are the creators of the Inhumans, especially in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as Terry knows. But who created the mutants? It's evolution, right? Well, who's been around?
Or Wanda.
Yeah.
But
that's a fan theory that I'm also going to stick to. But could the Eternals lead to mutants via breeding? I think we should leave that.
One way to find out.
There's only one way to find out. Tune in on a time, on a date, in a day next year, 2021.
Hopefully. When mutants will really be explained. But get ready for that, and that'll be coming up in next or future episodes, especially when we start talking about potential Fantastic Four, X-Men. How do they come in? Where do they come in? We touched on it today. We'll touch on it again in future episodes.
Yes. While we wrap up, David, where can everyone find you on the internet?
Yes, you can find me at David Thompson on Facebook, at David J. Thompson on TikTok. I post just silly videos on that, especially now in quarantine. It's fun. David J. Thompson also Instagram, and then David Thompson on Twitter, because when I was 14 and I made it, David Thompson was gone, and I thought that would just be a good name.
Yes, and you can find me at all these lovely links down here at the bottom. I feel like I got a lot, so it was easy to just make the graphic. And you can't really read that Instagram one, but it's just my name, Thomas Carter Rochester. Thank you all for tuning into this live extended edition by about 15 minutes of Lights, Thunder, Action. We hope you have a great day, and we hope you'll tune in more. We hope to do this every Saturday at the same bat time, same bat place, aka Bookface.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And monkeys in the back. Play the video again to roll us out.